Testing, testing, testing. Okay, okay, guys. Um, yeah, I'm doing another live stream because apparently the first one that I did had no audio, had absolutely no audio, and I don't know why because I thought it had audio. I thought the microphone and everything was going well, or was working well, but apparently it wasn't. So if you're out there and you're listening to this, please let me know if there is audio, if you can hear me or not. I'm getting the little green dots that say that there is audio. So I'm going to actually do another live stream. I kind of want it to
It's
be.
10 o'clock.
I'm going to actually shut my computer, silence my computer because I don't want to hear the time through as I'm doing live stream. I know what time it is. And which was the thing, I really didn't want to be up this late, particularly during a live stream. Hey, we got some people. How's it going? Uh, Alamin, Alamin Jockey, nice to meet you. Okay, so I'm gonna do some watercolor, and so last stream I did, and it had no audio. So I'm gonna do this again, and hopefully we'll come out with something good. All right. So this is actually water that's got coloring in it. We're going to move that over there. And we're actually going to use the clean water. So this is what we did on the last live stream. So just so you know, I'm actually looking at this. It hasn't gotten to a point where I can actually see this the same direction as you guys are seeing it, but I'm seeing everything backward. But this is what we did last. Yes, this character does have a nose. I don't know why that doesn't show up. All right, so let's get down to some watercoloring. That was my thing. That's what I wanted to color today, and I don't know what I'm going to color now. So, um, okay, let's try something. Okay, we'll try this. Let's get the mop brush going. All right, and this is going to be. Let's go like this. And I know that's not clean water, but that's what we got right now. So we're going to use this. Just like that. Maybe we'll do some ink wash. Do some kind of ink wash thing. I think I want more water on it. Okay, so since we got this going, let's do a little bit of ink wash. I'm gonna return to the Sumi ink, my ink of choice, of course. This isn't really a watercolor stream from using. Ooh, I like that. This is like a pretty decent spread for paper that's not cotton. So I do like that. Okay, so I'm gonna move this up and over a little bit. So turn the light out there a little bit, and let's actually get some color. I think I'm gonna get some of that powdered watercolor, so like I can kind of just spray it on, not spray it on there, but kind of fling it on there and have it separate. Let's see what will happen if I do this. Now, this is the one thing, like this paper is already kind of dry. But there's water. See, this is okay. This is weird. Like there's water on here. Like you can see the water move. See that? There's water on there. But see, let me try it again. Let me try some more. I may have to switch to my other watercolor. Yep, that's not reacting the way where I would like. Um, okay, we're gonna ditch this one because that's not actually reacting the way I would like it to do. So let's do something else. We're gonna start with a completely blank canvas. All right, so we got this. I'm going to grab some clean water here. I'm gonna actually pour. Oh damn! I wonder if I can do that. I don't think I can do that. So let me. Uh, let's see. I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place here because I do. You know what? Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab some water from here. Let's see. Is that clean? Yes, that is clean. So I'm gonna pour this out, guys. Hold on just a second. Okay. All right. So that water is gone. Now, there we go. We got us some clean water. So I hope this camera focuses again. All right. Focus, camera, focus. Let me get this out of here. There we go. All right. Great, 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 great. All right. So we got clean water. All right. So we'll go back to our favorite right here. And since we were successful last time, I'm going to keep from moving things over there because when I move things over there, it makes the camera get out of focus. So I'm just going to reach from over here. We were successful last time in drawing a young lady. So and that was nice too. We had like a kind of creepy looking young lady. We're going to draw again another young lady. Why not? That worked out well the first time. Let's try it again. Right, so we're going to do this. And yes, I tend to start with the hair. And do that. And we're just going to build it up from here. What I'll probably do this time is I'll use that detail brush a little bit more because this one it works for large spaces like or covering large space, but it doesn't work well for detailed obviously. So we're just going to do this, and I think um, see, do I want to add more water? Yeah, let's squeeze a little bit more water in on this. I think that's a good idea. So like I say, we'll get to that detail brush later on. A little bit of hair over here. Okay, so going to go right here with the face, and I'm not going to make too strong of a chin there. All right, so you try to get this right in here so you can see it. I'm going to move the computer back. You don't need to see the computer. All right, so I'm gonna do that, and I think I'm going to let's try the brush. Let's try detail brush. See how that works out for us. We're gonna dip that a little bit, and this time we're gonna make sure that it's clean, and then we're gonna also dip it in the nice clean water as well. And we're gonna get in there with the blue. All right, so we're gonna make the eyes here. I'm going to actually stand up here while I'm making the eyes because I always mess this up. So we're going to do that. Looks like I'm messing it up already, but and just so you know, this is cold pressed paper, which not always the best for detail work, but it's what we got. I said like I don't have any other paper. I actually do have some hot press paper over there. I'm just not using it. We're gonna give her another little eye right here. And hey, Hoth Rebel, what's happening? Ah, no, 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 not that person. That's not what we're doing today. Ah, well, that would be amusing. And here we go. That going. And let's get a nice little eyebrow here. Oh my God! Wait a minute! I've managed to make eyes that are actually aligned properly. Oh my goodness! Things are definitely changing. All right, guys. So let's do that. See, guys, I really like that detail brush. Like that detail brush. Now, that's going to be, let's see here. Look, I'm going to try to give her a little bit of a smile. The last one was an edgy, young edgy lady. This one, she's going to be have a little bit of a smile on her face. Now, this brush has a little bit hanging off of it, so I'm gonna see if I can. If this doesn't work the way I'd like it to work, I'll switch out the brush. We'll do it that way because I do have another detail brush. Get some more water on there. That would be helpful. I might just go ahead and make the whole lip blue, so it's like lipstick. So it's like when I do these live streams, it's kind of I kind of decide last minute what I'm going to draw. or what I'm going to paint. So let's see. You're welcome, Hot Rebel. Yes, this is the best time to entertain people when you have a captive audience. So we got this. All right, guys, we got a nose here. In the last painting, you couldn't see the nose. The nose was too light for some reason. So I'm going to go in here, build up the shadow just a little bit, but let me not make the same mistake I made last time. We're going to keep this light. Actually, it was light in the last one. It was nice. Let's see. I always end up shadowing my eyes that way. So I could put a Let me see if I can lift this. I don't like how thick this nose is. I know you might think that this looks weird, but we'll fix it down the line. At least that's what I say right now. Now, I really shouldn't be doing this with the detail brush, but I really want to get this blue off of there. I can tell you I'm not fond of how this is coming out so far, but we're going to keep at it. See if we can salvage it. I do like the fact that you can lift on this paper. Yeah, I've actually seen some young ladies with blue hair that look very nice. It's just the ones that we tend to encounter aren't so nice and don't necessarily look at it either. But I digress. And so all right, so we can kind of work with that. We're going to work with that for now. Call it a day. All right. I guarantee you by the time this is over, I'll come up with some new thing to do with this. All right, so we got the hair, we got the face. All right, now we're gonna work on. Let's see. We're gonna go back to our pen, our. Let's move that ink a little bit closer there so it doesn't get knocked off. And here just a little bit. And see, I think I'm going to give her kind of one of these type of things. I think I might have tried to get too fancy there, so we'll do that. And I might actually, I'm thinking about adding some more color to this. see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this light over there, and I'm going to make this darker. So we got the light coming from that direction, which is actually still iffy because that would mean there's a shadow falling under that hair. Okay, I got it. I see what's going to go, what we can do with that. Okay, so I'm going to cover that up as well. And let's see. Okay, so this looks like kind of like she's wearing a thick sweater. So fair enough. Kind of feel that there's not enough blue on this side over here. So I'm going to get more pigment. I'm not going to squeeze any water. Now, the thing about this paper is there's times when you actually want to lift, and there's times when you don't. And seems like this paper lifts no matter what. Especially if you get if there's still a lot of water there, which I guess that's kind of what you want, but not always. Sometimes you just want to lay some colors down there and call it a day. But I'm gonna keep, like I said, I'm gonna keep this light over here. In case you're wondering, this is the same paper from yesterday. This is Fluid 100. No, it's not. No, it's not. This is not Fluid 100. This is Fluid Easy Block. Fluid 100 is the expensive stuff. That's the stuff you get when you move up. So if you're looking for some good watercolor paper that's inexpensive, uh, this could be what you need right here. So, like I say, it's not cotton, but I'm not sure if it's pulp or cellulose or some mix of the two. But uh, it's nice paper, and it gets a pretty decent effect. And I mean, you can see it from here. It's just, I guess it's the sizing on it, but it gets a nice effect. So this looks kind of like those old cartoon characters on from like Cartoon Network, and kind of reminds me a little bit of something you would see on MTV back in the day. Let me, you know what? Let me see if I can. Now it's still too. See if I can squeeze some water on here. You know what I'm gonna do? Let's see. Let me clean the brush and see if I can squeeze more. Yep. Oh wow, that's much more water than I want to squeeze on there. Okay. All right, so now we're going to get a shadow on there, but I'm gonna try to do it. Yep. Okay. All right. I like the way that looked. That looks. Uh, All right, so far so good. Let's try to get some shadow over here. So I'm going to make it a tad bit darker without making it without it blending into the hair. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to end up making the hair darker. I know that's what the simple thing is here. We're going to connect that, make the actual hair darker here. It's a simple thing to do. And we are going to fix that hair. We're going to do that with the detail brush. So but so now we said that the light was coming from this direction. So we're just going to bring this up here so it's still darker. And then the light is, you know. Now, this is when you can tell the difference between the paper types. See this right here? Where you can actually see when it dries up, that's when you can tell exactly how the if you can see where the colors have that actually separate like that. If you can see that, that's because one part is drying before the other part, and as you guys saw, this was dry already when I came back in there. Cotton, let me think about that, because if it's dry, it's still going to be, even if you're using cotton, it's still going to be it's still going to have that kind of that line in there, or that that hard transition. So we're going to try to make it not have that kind of sort of. And yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and invoke the detail brush and see if we can mess around with that a little bit. Soften it up. Uh, First off, let's play around with the hair a little bit. Do you have much experience with stretch canvases? No, I've never used a stretch canvas before. I'm just now learning about the differences in paper. I had no I had no idea that the paper even made a difference until recently. So this is all very new to me. I used to do acrylic paintings a long long time ago. Like I'd say uh, a good while ago, and I would do them on the poster, on like the thick poster board. But that's as far as as much experience as I have with stuff like that. I don't really. I see a lot of canvas, and I uh, never actually buy it. I always go with the watercolor paper instead. So, but I've thought about doing it, about getting into the canvas stuff, but since I don't really make a lot of big, like a lot of big paintings, I actually saw some. They have canvas books. Actually, they have like we have the sketchbooks. They have canvas books like that as well, and I saw some of those just recently, actually. Okay, here we go. There we go. Now the hair is looking nice. We got like a little bit of got some streaks in there, a little bit of gleam. Now what I want to do, let's see, there we go. Get it right here at the bottom so you have strands down here. I'm also going to get some better brushes soon. Although I actually like this. This is a cheap brush I bought off of eBay, but it's nice though. It gets the job done. And I've been using those brushes. You buy like 10 in a pack from Blick. I've been using those. Those are nice too. Canvas book. Yeah, yeah. I just saw the canvas books the other day. I had never seen them before either. And they're not with uh the paper. They're not in the paper section. They are in. You have to actually go to the where they're selling the watercolors and all that stuff. It's over there with that stuff. So and they're kind of hidden. They're like when I saw them, they were like on the bottom shelf. So if you're not specifically looking for them, you're not going to see them. I just happened to catch it because I was looking for what was I looking for? I couldn't have been looking for watercolor because I already had the I forget. I was looking for something over there and I saw it. But yeah, they do have them, and they're also not very expensive either. So that's kind of nice. What if you're doing comics, grab some Bristol board. There's some inexpensive Bristol board from Strathmore. It's the I want to say the 300 line, and that's what I use. Actually, I could let's see. Do I don't have the cover page. Also, there's a company called Blue Line Pro. They make some nice inexpensive Bristol board for drawing comics. Really, really professional stuff. So that's the first company I've ever saw. See, just using poster board until I can afford Bristol. Yeah, it's uh, all that art, like all that stuff for comics and stuff. It's going to cost you a little bit. So I feel you on that. But look into the Blue Line Pro though. That might be in your budget. Blue lines will Blue Line will come in handy. Yes, yes, it will. It's um, it's got everything set up for you. They have two types. They have one that's a professional type, and then they have one that's got the dual borders. So let's see what it has the exterior border and it has the interior border. So you can either one of those will do, and it handles well on the copier too. Like when you go to scan it in, it handles very nicely on the copier. So those lines, you scan in black and white, those lines don't show up. Very nice stuff. Let's see here. All right, we're gonna go on the edges here, see what we can get. Yep, there we go. Okay, and that kind of makes the shadow work underneath. That's good. So then we have this weird patch of light right there. So that works. All right. Good, good, good. We're going to get a little bit of hair right there. And now what I did on the other one was I went around it with black. So this one, we're going to change it up a little bit and we're going to use red. Let's see. Well, we want to, not going to be a problem, not going to be a problem. Let me grab my brush here. There's another brush I could, yeah, I'm not going to use that one. We're going to use this one and clean that off. Okay, so we have a nice red here. My my gouache set, no, I was thinking for a second, I could bust the gouache out on this, but I'm gonna keep it all watercolor. If you didn't see the last video I did, the one from last night, I used gouache and real nice. And we're gonna hope that we don't reactivate the blue. We're gonna be very careful around the blue. All right. Know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna bust out the Arteza. Set that right there. There. I actually have the Arteza right here. I'm gonna go straight to the paper with it. This is actually the orange. That is fine. Let's see. I have red that will mix with this flawlessly. And that is vermilion. Yep. All right. There we go. And believe me, this is a lot of pigment. Those, you paint them up and never really got into it. In any kind of painting, aside from those old acrylic paintings from way back in the day. Which, all right, got my hand in paint, excellent. Which I would really love to get those back. I actually gave some of those away. I gave two of them away, and the third one I kind of tossed, and I never actually went back in. They were on like the big, the 12 by 20. Is it 12 by 23? Or they were on a big board. They were on the, it was one of those big. I don't know the size, but it's one of the big sizes. So those were nice. And that third one, I remember that third one was kind of garbage though. So I never actually let anybody see that one. I wonder if those people like still have those paintings. Got some red in the face there, but that's all right. And see what I like about I liked acrylic because it was thick like this kind of paint. And I'm loving this the Arteza, by the way. Look at this. This thick and vibrant. Now I should use this from Jump. Probably should have taped this painting off too, but didn't need to. I think the black looks better than the red when it goes around when you use it to make the figure stand out. Well, for something like this where the figure is already blue, I think the black looks better. Like if this were a black and white image, the red would make it pop. But we got red right now, so this is what we're going to use. And here you have it. If you were here for the first stream, then you got two girls. Two girls tonight. You got this one and you got the other one. Both of them kind of weird. Let's see. Can DC be saved? Uh, they can be saved. Will they be? That's a different question. So you have this one and you have her. So you got two today. The question is, can the industry itself be saved? Can we save it from itself? The answer is, oh, sure, it can be saved. Will it be? I don't know. I have a bit of a conspiracy theory on that. I have a conspiracy theory that Marvel wants to destroy the comic book industry so that they can be the only real comic book company that's actually in the industry, because they could actually afford to do that and still, actively, like when all the other comic book companies die, they could actually still have their books out and they could promote, they could get them in the stores and other places. It's a weird long conspiracy theory, but it has to do with stuff I've seen Marvel do in the past. There was like back in the day, there were more than right now. There's one main comic book distributor, and that's Diamond. Back in the day, there were about like 4 or 5. The big ones were Diamond, Capital, and a company called Friendly Franks, and there was Heroes World. So it was the 4, but I think the top 3 were Diamond, Capital, and Heroes World. Heroes World was Canadian, I believe. And they used to do all the distribution. So then Marvel decided it was going to buy its own distributor and cut the distributors out of the picture. So that caused a big shakeup. And all the indie type, and then like all the DC and all the other companies had to sign on with Diamond, and it had, and it was like you have to go with Diamond. If you're a big company, you have to go with Diamond. And all the big companies did that, and then you had the other companies, they were all left at Capital. Well, that wasn't enough to help Capital stay afloat, so Capital merged with Diamond. That's why we have one big comic book distributor now. And I think Marvel did that to kind of destroy the comic book market. It didn't really work because it didn't really work out too well for Marvel either, because Marvel had to produce comics consistently like that would be Marvel. If they destroyed the whole the whole direct market, because Marvel could open up their own stores and distribute their own stuff. Yeah, they are Disney. They're very diabolical. They will do stuff like that, and they have the money and ability to do stuff like that. Just like, imagine only being able to buy comic books or Marvel comics at the Disney store or something like that. Like Disney, they have their own stores and stuff. They could do stuff like that. Now I don't know if that makes sense or if that sounds crazy or what, but that was something I was thinking about. I was thinking, suppose they want the industry to fail, because the stuff that's happening now, it simply doesn't make sense. Unless, I mean, they could be playing the long game, which Apple did that with Final Cut Pro X. They played the long game and it kind of worked out for them. Myself and other people here, than there are people who do professional filmmaking audience. The people coming up are going to want, and they survive up until that point. I mean, they probably could, but again, the price of a comic is $5. Three is like what, $4 to $5 for a comic book, and the average kid, they're not. You can't get the value from that you could back in the day. And it's like Zach talked about. You could go and buy a comic book and some candy. You could get your money's worth back in the day. So maybe that's what's going on. Maybe they think in the next 10, 20 years, people will be looking for comics like the ones they put out. But people buy comics for excitement. I think that's what's happening with DC too. They're trying to follow what Marvel's doing, but it's not working out for Marvel. So I don't know why I don't know why they're trying to follow it. It just doesn't make sense for me. And I know that there are people who feel like there's an audience there, but that audience doesn't really buy. I have friends who are from that audience, or at least they're kind of friendly with that kind of audience, and they too don't really buy anything. They claim that, oh yeah, I like the stuff, yeah, but you don't buy the stuff, and that's the problem. If you bought the stuff, they'd make more of it, but no, you don't buy. And a lot of these people, they like the characters, but they don't necessarily like comic books. So, and I'm gonna get this here. So, let's see. I got the lighting partially right on. I got the lighting partially right here. So this is it, guys. This is your image from the second live stream. And luckily I have audio on this one. So next time I'm going to check and double check the audio, because I could have sworn that I had audio going on that stream, but apparently I didn't. And that was a nice one too, because I liked that image that I did. I really like it. Look at the expression on her face. I like that. All right, but this is actually, it's kind of funny. This is kind of you're talking about the blue hair women. This is kind of one, because she's look at that smile. That's one of those cock smiles. It's kind of off to the side there. It's kind of like, yeah, right. It's that little sarcasm going on there. So that's what's happening with this one. All right, guys, you take it easy. I will see you tomorrow. Hold on, see if the camera focuses again. There we go. So there you go. That is your second lady for this evening. I'll catch you tomorrow, guys. Hasta.